something like that, and let's try this. Oh! Hello everybody, welcome to Sjoher Reviews with me, Sjoher, where I pay for mobile games and check them out so you don't have to. Here on this channel, we rate the games based on playability, zero microtransactions, length, design, and finally, how fun the game actually is. Today we're gonna take a look at WimblyD 2, which is a PC game mostly ported into mobile. Usually I try to avoid such games because I want to focus on just the mobile games that are designed only for mobile. But I wanted to give this a go because I wanted to change things up a little bit. So what is WimblyD 2? WimblyD 2 is a, well, bridge game where you have to design a bridge to cross some sort of ocean or other stuff, basically, where there's obstacles in the ways or limit to budget, resources, whatever, to do the things you have to do. In short terms, you have a vehicle and you have an end goal. And you have to get the vehicle to the end goal. Sounds easy, right? Playability. This is where we take a look at how much you can play the game without the game constantly telling you what to do. And once you load up the game, it jumps you straight into the first level. And you can actually choose whether it's your first game playing or if you're more experienced. Would you like the tutorial on how to draw and move joints? Sure, why not? At least it gives you the option that if you are experienced, then you can just say, hey, shut up, I know what I'm doing, and yeah. You can actually choose whether you want the tutorials or not. And the tutorials are just straightforward. It's just teaching you how to, build stuff with your touchscreen and all of that. So it's pretty straightforward. And if you don't want the tutorial, you can just simply skip it and just figure it out on your own. So in that regards, I have nothing to complain about here. The tutorial itself, if you decide to use it, it's basically just, hey, this is how the game works. A little bit on the first level about stuff that you might want to consider and stuff like that. But then it goes into whenever you get new stuff to play with, then you have a little bit of tutorial to, introduce you to that thing. But other than that, it's not hindering anything. You can play the game however you want. You can build whatever structures you can dream of. Sometimes within limits, and even if you have a budget of I don't know, like 100,000 or something like that, if you design something that is going to cost you 500,000, then you can still do that, and you can play it, and you can move on to the next one. You're just not going to get the check mark that you did it on the budget. And yeah, you can do all kinds of stuff in this game. So yeah, I have to give it a 5. I mean, yeah, I have to give it a 5. Zero microtransactions. This is where we take a look at how many ads or microtransactions are in the game based on the price that we paid for it. And this game is relatively cheap. It's €1.68, which it's not that much. I mean, maybe a little bit higher on compared to other mobile games, but it's not that much. So you would expect to have at least some ads or some microtransactions or stuff like that, but it's not. There's nothing. You just purchase the game, you own the game, that's it. The only ad that I found was that they are advertising that WimblyD 3 is coming out soon. That's it. It's just the developer advertising their own game. So yeah, there's no ads or microtransaction in it, so it's an automatic 5. Like, this is where we take a look at how long the game appears to be and how much replayability you can get out of it. This game has 5 categories of levels, and each one of them has 16 individual levels inside of them. So that equals to that much. And yeah, so you have a lot of different maps, a lot of different obstacles and all of that. And you can always replay it by trying to, create either to get all the achievements of building it within budget, without breaking, and what was the other one? I can't remember. It was within budget, not breaking, and reaching the flag. I think was the third one, which is just an automatic thing. So yeah, you can basically just mess around with that a lot. And lengthwise, especially considering it costs under 2 euros, I mean, it's not bad. 5 times 16 levels. That's a decent amount. And it has a sandbox option as well, so you can practically just create your own scenarios and do whatever, basically. So yeah, it's a game that you can happily just jump in whenever you're bored or something like that, and do a few levels, rage quit, come back to it later, and keep on trying. So yeah, in terms of length, I mean, I have to give it a 5. I know, dashing out 5s like left, right, and center, but it's not much I can complain about here. Design. This is where we take a look at the design of the game, art, music, user interface, you know the deal. Now, this is possibly the only thing that I can think of that annoys me a little bit. So let's start with the music. The music is just the same music over and out, always on a loop. It's just there. It's nothing. There's nothing special. There's not much in terms of variety of music in this game. So yeah. So it could be better. The design of the game is, well, obviously, you have a phone like this, which has a, well, actually, like this, which means you have limited space to do stuff with your finger on. And if your finger is like messy, or the screen is messy, or cracked or something like that, it can be sometimes really difficult to, hit the exact spot that you want to go with. And it's decent for like if you want to, get a rough surface area and do roughness in the game and stuff like that. But once you start to fine tune anything, trying to lower stuff because you're trying to save some money here and there and stuff like that, that's where this gets really frustrating. This might just be a design flaw of the phone and not the game itself, but the fact that it requires such fine tuning here and there, it can be a problem. I do appreciate though, and I have to give the game credit for that they did realize that once you're dragging, like for example, a road over, you're not gonna see where you're dragging your finger. So it actually creates a small window, either over or to the side or wherever, to help you see where you're drawing the lines. And I appreciate that a lot. But it's not perfect. And sometimes it can be annoying. So, and I mean, the user interface is fine, nothing to complain about there. So I'm gonna have to knock it a little bit down So we're gonna go middle of the road and say, I mean, 3 sounds harsh, 4 sounds a bit too much. So I guess 3.5. But the way it is laid out, wonder if I can push that up. Is this gonna hold? Because at this point, the left side goes up to 98%. And the right side stays relatively calm. We did it! Yes, we did it! We did it! Oh my god. Fun. This is where I took a look at how much fun the game actually is. And, I mean, it's Paul Bridge. You're building a road or a bridge to cross a lake or ocean or whatever. If you're into that kind of stuff, you're gonna have a lot of fun. If you're not into that stuff, you're not gonna have a lot of fun. Let's just be honest here. I have a lot of fun in this game and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a 5. I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's challenging. It makes you think about, you know, gravity and stuff like that. Which, oddly enough, as you play it more, you kind of realize that the gravity is kind of realistic. I'm not gonna say 100%, but it makes sense. The gravity makes sense, which it's refreshing. It's nice. So overall, this game gets a 23.3.5 out of 5 available, which means that it gets 4.7 stars. Which do we round it up to 5, or do we round it down to 4.5? 5, 4.5, 5, 4.5. I mean, smack down in the middle. So let's just go. Let's go 4.5. Because I'm hoping that in Polybridge 3, it's gonna be more perfect. So maybe Polybridge 3 can get an actual 5. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, all of that nonsense. And I will see you in the next episode. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.